You find a beat-up manual in some cave nobody's ever heard of. After years of grinding, you actually learn to control the weather. You figure, hey, in this cultivation world, at least now you can hold your own. But when you finally head down the mountain, you discover that manual is basically a picture book everyone and their mom already has. So you blow every coin you have buying up every version, then head straight back to the cave to study them all in seclusion. And that seclusion, it lasts 20 years. During that time, your spirit wanders the heavens and earth, everything feels empty, and your own body starts fading. Now you're freaking out. But right when you're about to vanish for good, all those memories of the human world you saw during your travels turn into streams of golden light and pull you back together. When you open your eyes again, you name that life-saving light the flowing light mirror. Then you head down the mountain, planning to revisit old places, searching for the secrets behind the mirror and the manual. By the main road, there's a tea house with a big red wooden sign hanging from the eaves, a bold character for tea written on it. Instantly, memories come flooding back. You remember years ago this was just a rundown straw hut. The owner was this honest young guy, and his wife was 8 months pregnant. Back then, you'd only ducked in to get out of the rain. The guy saw you looked like a scholar and flat out refused to take your money. Said he wanted his unborn kid to soak up some of your bookish luck. What a good family. Should have had a happy life. But fate loves its cruel jokes. The moment that sudden downpour hit Kixia Road, his wife went into early labor. Back in those days, premature birth pretty much meant losing both mother and child. The young man held his barely breathing wife, crying like a kid, staring hopelessly at the wall of clouds blocking out everything outside. You knew a bit of magic, but back then you only had one option: save the mother or save the baby. But before the desperate husband could even choose, the weak woman heard what you said, smiled at you, whispered a thank you, and cut off her own life force. A mortal woman at the very end of her life chose this way to save her child. The baby survived, a girl. Her nickname was Little Pouch. Sir, the rain's about to pick up. You should come inside. Catching a cold out here would be miserable. A soft, gentle voice pulls you out of your memories. Slowly, the woman in plain clothes standing before you starts to overlap with the silhouette of that brave mother from your past. The woman speaking is in her early 20s with a pair of peach blossom eyes. Her hair is pinned up with a green tea branch hairpin, and that hairpin is clearly no ordinary thing. You look her over, your gaze settling on it. Time really flies. That tiny baby has grown into such a graceful young woman. You feel a wave of emotion, give her a nod like an elder looking at a younger generation, and step into the tea house. She doesn't think much of your look. You sit down and ask for tea. She nods, and soon brings over a cup of drunken floating life. Please enjoy, sir, she says softly, then turns to go tend to other customers. Miss Shen, hold on a moment. You call out to her. She stops, holding her tray, and turns around curiously. Sir, do we know each other? The second she laid eyes on you, something felt strangely familiar. That's why she invited you in from the rain. Normally, she avoids the front hall entirely just to dodge all the young rich guys trying to hit on her. If her dad hadn't gotten sick recently, she wouldn't even be out here running the place. And now this handsome stranger she's never met somehow knows her last name. You're a bit surprised too. Little Pouch actually has some impression of you. She was so tiny back then, and it's been ages. No wonder Miss Shen seems thrown off. Miss Shen steps closer, studying you carefully. So when did we meet? You pause for a moment. How old are you? The second those words leave your mouth, Miss Shen's cheeks flush bright red. Who just asks a girl her age like that? You look decent and there's nothing shady in your eyes, but that was so forward. But somehow, she still answers quietly. I'm 23. You repeat it, eyes drifting. Then we must have met about 22.5 years ago. Were we childhood sweethearts or something? Miss Shen's eyes light up, but then she shakes her head. Wait, no, I remember things from really young. I didn't have any playmates growing up, and my dad never mentioned you. You wave your hand. You've got it wrong. I mean, the current me met the few months old you. That awkward sentence instantly changes her expression. The way she's looking at you shifts from curious to guarded. Enjoy your tea, sir. She walks off without looking back. In her mind, you look about her age, claiming you met her 22 years ago. Classic smooth-talking creep. And she was just starting to think you seemed nice. Dad was right. The better looking the guy, the bigger the liar. She mutters under her breath. You hear it from across the room, your ears are that sharp. Your expression gets a little weird, but you don't dwell on it. Fair enough. No normal person would buy a guy their age saying he saw them as a baby. You pick up your tea and take a sip. The essence of drunken floating life is still there, but the technique's off. Definitely not old man Shen's work. With his stubborn personality, would he really let his daughter take over? Something clicks. You do a quick calculation with your fingers and immediately get the picture. Miss Shen, a refill, please! You drain your cup and call out. Miss Shen hears you. There's a flash of reluctance in her eyes, but she still walks over with the copper kettle. Careful, sir, it's hot. She warns you, about to pour. Little Pouch. Those two words hit her like a thunderbolt. The copper kettle shakes in her hands, scalding water nearly sloshing out. She slams the kettle down on the table with a bang, jaw clenched, face burning red. She glances left and right, nobody's looking, then drops her voice and sits down next to you. Who are you? How do you know that name? Nobody in this world knows that nickname except her dad. You look at her, all flustered and embarrassed. Didn't I just tell you? I met you when you were a few months old, even held you a bunch of times. Her teeth are grinding so hard you can hear it. She's glaring daggers at you. I don't care how you found out. You're obviously just like all those rich boys, up to no good. You flick her on the forehead out of nowhere. Doesn't even leave a mark on her pale skin, but it stings enough to make her eyes water. She clutches her forehead, absolutely stunned. By seniority, you should at least be calling me uncle. You take a sip of tea like nothing happened and keep talking. Also, your tea roasting technique needs work. Way off on the heat. Oh, and your dad's cold that won't go away? Take that hairpin off your head, steep it in water, and give it to him. He'll be fine right away. Miss Shen stands there, tears pooling in those peach blossom eyes. She feels completely transparent in front of you, not a single secret left. The more she thinks about it, the more wronged she feels. She lets out a huff, grabs the teapot, and marches off toward the back room. Down the covered walkway, she reaches the back room door and stops. She hesitates, then pulls the green tea branch hairpin from her hair. She's worn it since she was little. Her dad always said it was incredibly important, never lose it. But the idea that a hairpin can cure illness? She doesn't buy it. But thinking about how mysterious you are, she decides to try. She dips one end into a cup of freshly poured boiling water. In an instant, something incredible happens. The hairpin starts bleeding dark ink into the water, turning the whole cup black in seconds. A breathtaking fragrance fills the air. One whiff and all her exhaustion from the past days just vanishes. The hairpin actually makes tea. She holds the cup, mind blown, then pushes open the door. Inside, her dad, shopkeeper Shen, is propped up in bed, pale-faced. He manages a weak smile when she walks in. But then, his nose twitches. He catches a familiar rich tea aroma, and his clogged-up nose clears on the spot. He throws the blanket off, stumbles to the table, ignores his daughter's startled yelp, grabs the cup, and downs it in one go. Miss Shen's startled. This mysterious black liquid, and Dad just chugged it without even asking? The tea goes down, and a warm current surges through his entire body. The congestion, the stabbing pain in his chest, the lingering chill, all gone in an instant. He's drenched in sweat like he just got pulled out of a river, but he feels better than he has in years. Dad, why'd you just drink it without asking? Relax, shopkeeper Shen wipes the sweat off his face and booms out. Go, 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 pick 2 caddies of the finest tea tips. Master Lu is here, I'm roasting the tea myself. Master Lu? Miss Shen freezes on the spot. So that handsome stranger out there, he's the savior Dad's been waiting decades for, but he looks like he's barely in his 20s. Hurry up! Miss Shen snaps out of it, grabs a bamboo basket, and dashes to the tea garden out back. In the octagonal pavilion behind the tea house, shopkeeper Shen's working a wooden paddle, tossing bright green tea tips in a big iron wok, sweat soaking through his shirt. Dad, you just recovered, let me do it. Your technique's not there yet. Master Lu's here, I have to do this myself. Shopkeeper Shen tosses another log into the fire. Besides, after drinking that tea, I've got energy to spare. Go up front and take care of him. I'm not in the shop, we're not closing today. Miss Shen nods, and heads back to the tea house, lost in thought. The whole way, her head's spinning with all the stories Dad used to tell about Master Lu. If that handsome guy really is the savior from decades ago, then he hasn't aged a day, which would make him an actual immortal out of a storybook. The tea house is packed now, buzzing with people dodging the rain. Lu Changfeng, that's you, is chatting it up with 3 traveling merchants who squeezed onto your table. Miss Shen spots you still there and feels a strange wave of relief. She walks up to you quickly, thinks for a second about what to call you, and says quietly, Master Lu, could I have a word with you? You glance up at her, then bow politely to the merchants. Gentlemen, enjoy. Those 3 are sharp. They read the room instantly and start egging you on. Go, 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 Master Lu, don't mind us, don't keep her waiting. Miss Shen's face goes scarlet, but she just shoots them a look with those peach blossom eyes and says nothing. You notice she doesn't deny it and nudge her. You gonna stand there all day? She scrambles and points. This way, please. You look where she's pointing and frown. Since when did your register move next to the outhouse? Miss Shen whips around and realizes she pointed the wrong direction. Meanwhile, you're already walking toward the actual counter, not waiting for her. Dad was right. The prettier the guy, the bigger the liar. She stamps her foot in frustration and hurries after you. At the counter, you pick up a clay teapot and give it a sniff. Miss Shen glares at you, trying to guilt you into apologizing with her eyes. But you completely ignore her, turning the teapot around in your hands. She stares until her eyes ache. Nothing. Finally, she can't take it anymore and hisses, How long are you gonna stare at that pot? You give her another forehead flick. Her eyes go red instantly, both hands flying to her forehead. That's twice now. Her own dad has never once laid a hand on her. She's about to cry, and only then do you set the teapot down. All right, don't be like when you were little, crying at the drop of a hat. Why'd you hit me? You call me over here, don't say anything useful, then cop an attitude with me? You pause. What's wrong with setting you straight? Miss Shen blinks. Then it hits her. Right. This man cured her dad. He's their benefactor. She didn't even thank him, and instead she got snippy. She was the one being rude. It's like the flick knocked the sense right into her. She runs through a whole self-reflection in 2 seconds flat. Master Lu, I was out of line. Please don't hold it against me. Miss Shen quickly bows in apology.